there's a human element that I think is really important because oftentimes, especially when you get in conversations with case managers, doctors, where we talk about outcomes, we talk about disease process, we talk about conditions, we talk about, oh, we can give them this, but at the end of the day, there's still someone in that bed. And sometimes the family's tuned in, sometimes they're not, sometimes they're savvy, sometimes they're just like, I just want to get out of here, just get me home, right? And it's just a blur to them. And making it relevant to the people we talk to is often very challenging, especially in the world of clinical-based outcomes and readmission rates and all that good stuff. Yeah, you start talking over the patient. You guys have your clinical grids, right? When you're speaking with a patient, this is rhetorical, when you're speaking with a patient or family, do you guys ever use the word, hey, you met criteria, or you've been approved, or any of those like kindred words? Good. I see a lot of people going, that's good. Because met criteria, or you've been approved, or we can admit you based on your clinical condition, those words have a very case manager feel. To a case manager, maybe that makes sense because they're managing a business. But for a patient, when you hear that, it's just like, maybe clinical criteria. I thought I was just going to one of your skills facilities for a couple of weeks. Has someone from this name? How about Carol? What did you write?
Oh, I put provide a service and provide value by being a resource for customers and customers being physicians, case managers, patients, and family. And whenever I say be a resource, I mean like be as educated and knowledgeable in whatever information you're sharing, and be on. I can write it down to be honest, so
Sure.
that if you don't know something, say that you don't know it, and get back
And follow up. Sure. Yeah, half the battle's showing up. Half the battle's showing up and having regular contact with your customers that you interact with. Dora, what about you?
I kind of like useful guys for that.
Little
Be
bit
useful
of
as a resource for the needs of the patient, the case managers who want to facilitate.
Good. I hear a lot of this. Whoops. Hear a lot of this. Needs focus, right? Their agenda as a customer, whether it's a case manager, a doctor, a patient, versus my agenda of trying to get a patient to the door. That's not what we're going after. We want to, if we educate and we sell and promote our services the right way, the patients will come intrinsically. Like, they will come naturally. They really will. If we start pushing our agenda and you get the true, I'm not making this up, right? The trainers will back me up on this. We've all been there. I've gone on field rides where the CL would be like, come on, doc, throw me a couple patients. And I'm standing there, I'm like, oh my God, what just happened? Right? Yeah, everyone's kind of like, oh my gosh, but it happens. It happens. It does happen. Anyone know someone that works in pharma? Or used to work in pharma? You used to work in pharma? So I used to work in pharma myself. My wife works in pharma. And we always share stories. You guys remember this one. Hey, doc, if you just write me 2 more scripts this week. Right? Come on, 2 more scripts is all I need, doc. Come on. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. It's like, hey, throw me some patients. Or, hey, who do you got for me today? Who do you got for me today? Who can I take a look at today? There's no value there. No value there. So it's part of being a resource. All right, good. Let's move on. Page 12. Page 12. We'll do storybook time. Page 12. I know, I like to skip around. Yeah, just when you think page 11's next, page 12 comes out of nowhere. That's just right. But Lawrence, what happened to page 11? I'll never know. There will be no closure for page 11. You will forever be wondering what really happens on this page. You'll never know. You'll never know. Sales competency model. So guys, there are 6 sales competencies with regards to our performance as salespeople and our sales ability. And when you work with your manager, when you work with a sales trainer, there's something called a field coaching report. And some of you may have seen that. If not, you will in the upcoming weeks and months as trainers and your managers work with you. And the field coaching report revolves around these 6 competencies. So let's go over them. Market knowledge. Market knowledge is your understanding of the external factors in your geography. Things like the competition, managed care, various payer sources, private insurances that have just a very strong influence in your geography based on patient mix? Who knows? It's your understanding of the external forces that drive your business or affect your business. Product clinical excellence. That's basically your clinical agility, your clinical skills. Do I have an understanding of some of these key terminology and words that I see in charts? A lot of it is based on those 8 or 9 chapters in your iBooks that were all clinically based. I mean, you don't have to be an expert by any chance, but do I kind of get the gist? Do I understand kind of how the clinical systems work? And to couple on that, when I'm asked to complete an e-PACE, can I do that in a timely manner? That would fall under clinical skills. Business management. That's another word for business acumen. So strategy, Salesforce.com utilization. Has anyone in this room done a 90-day plan? Some of you have. If not, it's coming up. The next 90 days is around the corner. That will kind of fall under that. Basically, your strategic vision. Right? Are we networking with the right customers? Am I developing my leads correctly? Am I penetrating my accounts correctly? Yes, ma'am. You guys, so that must be a market. What market are you in? Yeah, so it's probably unique to your area. It's unique to your area. It's one of those things. So you're going to hear a term a lot. You've been to one kindred. Been to one kindred.
I'm sorry, what did you say again?
You use Salesforce and
Yeah, that's under pilot right now.
I heard of that.
Yeah.
But it's still a 90-day plan.
It's actually easier than the 90-day plan because it really makes you very strategic and focused on what there's not a lot of room for fluff.
Yeah, that's a Lee Boyd initiative. So if you're under Lead's geography, you'll fall under that. So it's under pilot right now. But yeah, it's some sort of strategic planning tool, right? It's a strategic planning tool. Yeah, good. Strategic selling, that's essentially selling skills. Pretty straightforward there. Are we asking the right questions? Are we asking for the business, feature, benefits, all that good stuff? Selling skills, pretty straightforward. Economic value. This is a big one. This is my favorite. Economic value is, can I articulate the kindred continuum in a sales dialogue? Not just sniff, right? Not just what a patient can receive in a skilled setting, but do I understand how the transition of care works between LTAC, subacute, SNF, home health, hospice? And if I work in an integrated market, can I navigate through those partners that I have to correctly place the patient? I've been to some integrated markets where I work with an individual, I say, hey, where's your LTAC? Or where's your skilled facility? And they'll be like, I don't know. Come on, guy. This is an integrated market. You've got to know that. So stuff like that. Customer focus is a fancy word for customer service. Customer service. Now, on page 14 and 15, you'll see definitions in very fine detail for each of those competencies. And then you'll see a blank box where it says rating. So individually, for each competency, for each of the 6 competencies, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 4. 4 is, I'm a Jedi master, right? I got this cold. 1 is, I need some work. I need some help in this area. And then we'll talk about some education things that you can do to help beef up your score. So go ahead and rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 4 for each of those 6 competencies on page 14 and 15. Just take a moment and go ahead and do that. And you'll see the definitions there. That breaks it down in a little